Simon, Happy New Year to you. We're here in 2023, back to training after the New Year's break. How did you enjoy your Christmas and New Year? Have you had some nice time off with your family?
Yeah, good. Thanks. Happy New Year to you as well, Faz. Yeah, good opportunity to switch off a little bit. We finished training on 23rd. The lads have done a bit in their own time, and then we had a session together last week. Yeah, Saturday just gone New Year's Eve. And yeah, now we're into the next phase of it really. Pre-season's, I suppose, the hard work and the grueling bit is probably done now. Yeah, we're into the games bit, which is where lads get their opportunity to throw a marker down for a jersey. So yeah, over the next month, I think we'll learn a lot about this team and the individuals, particularly the new blokes coming in.
You mentioned that you finished training on the 23rd. You did that with a session over at Leeds Rhinos and a post session there. What do you feel you took from that session over there?
Yeah, 22nd we went to Leeds. Just a really good opportunity. We have 24 bodies, so 13 on 13, it doesn't work. Left for your right all the time is quite a good way to practice things, but you do need your halves playing together and you know, using the full pitch up and playing your proper game. So 13 on 13 is something that we're not able to do at training. Therefore, a really good opportunity to go to Leeds and do it against, you know, a really well organised team. And yeah, it was good, a good outing for us. Pretty intense session. We learnt a bit from it. I've managed to get a bit of footage. Obviously, we don't get to film training quite so often. So yeah, just a really good opportunity to learn a bit about ourselves and, you know, pull Leeds around a little bit, then pull us around and, you know, and work some bits out and areas you need to brush up on. So on the whole, it was really good. And we'll be doing that again this week with Dewsbury.
How's the overall general sort of health of the squad at the minute? Can you give us any injury reports? Is everyone fit and present and ready for action?
Touch wood, everyone's good. Obviously everyone's got, there's plenty of them with niggles and bits they need to stay on top of and whatnot, but yeah, as it stands, everyone's good, in decent shape, and they've trained hard. I think having trained hard now, the group that were here for, you know, all season last year, we didn't sort of let up. We made sure we topped them up as often as we could, and I think that's really helped moving into this one. I think they've handled it really well physically. Got through a lot of work, but as I say, I think that bit's somewhat done now. Now it's the prettiest stuff. Can they get the combinations right and familiarity with one another? And as I say, stake a claim for a jersey come round one. We've got competition. We're a skinny squad at 24, but yeah, there's still a number of blokes that can play any one position really. Other than the halves, they're probably a bit safer than everyone else, but no, we're in a good spot. So yeah, we're looking forward now to getting out and getting some competition in us.
You mentioned squad down just to 24 bodies. I think you said before the new year that if someone became available, or you would possibly start to look into the transfer market for additions to your squad. Is anything moved on that so far? No,
look, Christmas is downtime for everyone, and I think I also said at that time that generally something has to happen above you for players to become available down at our level. So I think pecking orders are established, you know, throughout pre-season, I suppose, in the background, but players probably become aware of them when the friendlies and the first few rounds of the seasons come about. So yeah, we're not jumping in. As I say, with a fit 24, we're not in bad shape, but you know, we are mindful that we're only a couple of injuries away from having ourselves a bit of a problem. And yeah, we'll just keep looking. To be honest, it shouldn't be a surprise to anyone when I say that we haven't got a great deal of depth as a player pool nationally. You know, throughout Super League and Championship, the numbers are not great to pick from. So it is difficult, and that means everyone that becomes available has got a suitor and multiple at times. So it depends on a lot of factors, money being one of them, obviously. But yeah, we're definitely going to keep an eye on it and have some conversations throughout January and see what is happening then, or what might be happening moving forward. I'm sure there'll be people come available, there always is. It's just whether we can get in there at the right time.
And finally then, the boys will return to action next Sunday against Wakefield Trinity. We'll probably discuss that a bit closer to the time after another week of training. But you mentioned in your statement there pecking orders. Have you got an idea of your ideal starting 17 come round one at this point, or is it still all up in the air and still all to play for in terms of starting positions?
It's all to play for, Faz. I think there's the given for some players that because we haven't got the depth in those positions. But I think if I've got a team in my head based on training, but training and games are different things. A bit of the training form will definitely come into the selection, no matter how they play in these friendlies. But ultimately, the rugby players, and some of them don't shine so much in training because they're physical players and they bring a physical element to the game. So they'll get an opportunity to do that, and then I think we'll have a pretty good picture then, throughout the pre-season efforts, then a couple of games and dry belts to see, who deserves the jersey. And it'll be difficult. It's never really easy, but in the end, the lads generally pick it themselves, and through their form and efforts. Every now and again, there is one where you've got to make a really tough call and let someone down. It's not nice, but it's part of the job, and I'll be open and honest about exactly why, so they can get better and give them something to shoot at and improve when they're not in the team. But for now, it's pretty far from my mind at the minute. I think we'll give everyone an opportunity to play against Wakefield, and with a full squad, I think we'll take 24 there, and then we'll pull that in a little bit against Hunslet, depending on what we get out of the Wakefield game, of course. But yeah, it's all to play for. There's blokes that probably don't think they're in at the minute, who might well be, and vice versa, blokes who think they are in, who might not be as well. So yeah, there's a lot to go at still, and we'll see how we are coming in January.